What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. In today's video, I just wanted to show you guys a few little nuggets of hidden information regarding player ratings within MLB The Show 22. Now, I have not gone back to previous MLB The Show games to see if these things are the same in terms of where they're actually located, but I did discover that there are a few little bits of information that are extremely helpful when talking about player ratings that are within MLB The Show 22 that I wasn't aware of previously. In order to access the first bit of information, we are going to go to the settings menu. Just go to general and gameplay settings, and we're going to go to batting and base running. And from this screen, we're going to go basically all the way down to the bottom to the PCI settings. And there are a couple of bits of information that help us decipher exactly what ratings are affecting what within the game. And I know that there has been some debate in online circles about what each rating means in terms of contact and vision and discipline and things like that. And I've tried to make videos on it in the past, and I've never had hard, concrete evidence of one thing or another, and people said that I was wrong. So I did want to point to some exact definitions that are actually given to us in the game, and I was surprised to find them when I was going through settings here. However, if we go through our PCI settings and we go down to PCI Inner, this actually has a description at the top that tells us what exactly contact does within the game, and this comes straight from the game itself. It says high contact influences more line drives, less weak grounders, and less pop-ups. I think that contact is a rating that has been probably pretty straightforward. You could guess what contact does within the game, but nonetheless, we now have an exact definition from the game itself that says that contact is essentially influencing hard hit balls in the direction that you want them to go in. So you're not popping up as much, you're not hitting weak grounders, you're hitting more line drives. So essentially what you're doing is you're hitting harder hit balls into gaps and hitting harder hit balls over people's heads and things of that nature, and you're hitting them where you want to hit those balls as opposed to getting those weak grounders that are easy to field or getting pop-ups that are easy to field and things of that nature. And then the next little bit of information that is given to us is if you scroll down to PCI Outer, it actually says high vision helps the batter make contact even with bad timing or a bad location, resulting in fewer misses and strikeouts. So this is going to influence your ability to simply make contact with the ball. And like it says there, it helps you overcome bad timing or bad locations with your PCI if you're on zone hitting. Likewise, if you don't have zone hitting on, if you're on directional or if you're on timing hitting, again, your vision is going to help you make contact with balls that aren't necessarily down the middle of the zone. So if you have higher vision, you're going to be able to foul more balls off, make more contact with balls that you might not necessarily hit directly because they're not in the perfect location. Ultimately, what you need to know out of that little bit of information, though, is that it results in fewer misses and strikeouts if you have higher vision. And so, essentially, that tells us directly what vision does within the game. And that's one of those ratings that has been kind of debatable on what we thought it actually does, and I'm glad that I found this, and maybe it was here before, and maybe I've been wrong all along, but your vision within the game does actually do something for your players, even if it's user controlled, because it's one of those ratings where it says, okay, well, vision, you have vision over the ball, and so in theory it could be a rating in Madden like awareness, where that rating doesn't really do anything for a user controlled player, but that's clearly not the case based on this definition, and that actually makes me wonder if we ever got a definition of awareness in Madden, if that actually does have some effect on user-controlled players that is not understood. And next up, this is going to be slightly new to MLB The Show 22, but I believe the same result could be achieved in previous games as well. Nonetheless, we are going to go to Road to the Show, and I'm going to select more options to start a new Road to the Show character, and this is going to bring up an option to set up my ball player. So I'm going to just create a new ball player. Let's go ahead and say let's do it, and it's going to bring up information about the different positions that you can place. And so on position player, if you click that, you will get a decision between power, contact, and fielding. And I actually find this bit of information to be extremely useful because I get questions all the time about what actually influences player ratings at each position. What is the most important at each position? And here you're getting an actual breakdown from the game that is going to tell you exactly what matters for each position. Now, it's not going to be super detailed, but when you scroll over power, it is listing positions that power is important for. If you scroll to contact, it lists positions where contact is expected to be one of the more important ratings, and likewise for fielding. So whenever we scroll through these positions, you can see that it indicates power as first base, third base, left field, and right field, which is exactly what I've tried to tell in various videos that I've created, but this is a very quick reference guide for that. You can now very easily see, if you're not familiar with that first base, third base, left field, and right field are your power positions, whereas contact is more so going to influence first base, second base, third base, and right field. So you're now getting to see some of these ratings combine for certain positions and not combine for other positions. So you can then see that a first baseman, for example, needs power as well as contact. A second baseman is not necessarily known for power, but they are known for contact. A third baseman is known for both. A left fielder is more so known for power, but not so much contact. And a right fielder also needs both contact and power. However, the very important thing to note here is that there are some positions that aren't listed here, which are catcher, shortstop, and center field, which are more known as defensive positions, and therefore you are going to increase a player's rating by having better defensive ratings at that catcher, shortstop, and center field position. Now, this isn't going to be perfect because it's not going to tell you how much contact weighs into catcher, shortstop, and center field because it's not listed here as one of the positions where it matters the most. And same thing with power. You're not going to know exactly how much that factors into a rating for those positions, but you can glean from this very quick reference guide that for certain positions, certain ratings are going to matter more than others. And for example, catcher, shortstop, and center field are mostly defensive positions. And then just one little nugget of information that I want to tack onto this video, since it is a beginner-focused video, is how to actually determine what a player's actual potential rating is, because it's incredibly important to understand that within your franchise modes and things like that in the game. So when we go to roster control, and again, you can just click on a player and edit them in franchise mode, we're going to edit player from here. You're going to see that players' potentials are listed as A, B, C, D, E, and F, whereas those are actually correlated with an exact number. So I do want you to know that you can go to edit that player, go to their attributes, and go to their batting and fielding attributes, which is key because if you're on a pitcher, you have to scroll to their batting and fielding attributes, and it will give you an exact number for their potential. Specifically, when we talk about potential, they, like I said, are correlated with a number, and that number being anything 90 to 99 is considered A potential, and anything 89 down to 80 would be considered B potential. And the same thing goes for the rest of the series down from there. So 79 to 70 is going to be C potential. 69 down to 50, so that's actually a 20-point jump right there, is a D potential. And anything 49 and below is considered F potential. Again, these are all little nuggets of information that are not directly given to you within the game, but again, they kind of are given to you. So So it's helpful to know that these are here, and this is a little bit of information that can help shape your view on the game, can help shape how you approach Road to the Show, how you approach franchise mode and Diamond Dynasty and head-to-head and all that great stuff. This can influence how you actually play the game. So hopefully this information is useful to somebody out there. Like I said, it is more beginner focused, but it is incredibly valuable knowledge to have to establish a baseline and establish your knowledge of MLB The Show. With that being said, hopefully this video was helpful, and if it was, leave your feedback down below by leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing, especially if you're new to this channel. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a good one.